Oh yeah, we gonna put in this work. We gonna put in this work, yo. Like serious shit. Yeah, you gonna see it coming, man. We gonna put in this work right now. So I already told you where my inspiration came from, my videos and shit. I gave my credit where credit is due. Now it's just time to keep it going. Here it is. I love to do lists. I love my top 5s and my top 10s. I love it, man. It's awesome. Top 5 hip hop, top 5 whatever, top 5 sports. Ooh, excuse me. So, I wanted to do this. I don't know if I had done it already. I'm going to check to see. But I probably didn't. For the wrestling marks, right? Because I am a mark. Like, I love professional wrestling, man. Like, serious shit. I mean, I don't watch it as much no more. Forgive me. Like, I tune in every now and then. You know, shit. I read the results, but I haven't watched it as much as I used to. Because I'm sorry, I can't just watch, like, 3 hours of it. Especially Mondays and Fridays and shit. Because, you know, I work those days. You know. But there's gonna be we're gonna make this a top 10 list. There's gonna be a top 10 list. My favorite. How about this? The top 10 list of my favorite tag teams of all time. You know? And this is strictly WWE. And that includes ECW and WCW. Good old days. So, let this happen. Alright? So, number 10 on his list. Alright, number 10 on his list goes to the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. Right? I remember when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash first debuted in the WCW. You know? After they did that curtain call with the WWE. Back then it was WWF. But now it's WWE. You know, he did the curtain call with the WWE, went straight to WCW, and basically changed WCW forever. Literally, the forefathers, or the founding fathers of the NWO, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and of course Hulk Hogan. But at first, it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash just wreaking havoc throughout WCW. I remember the first time Kevin Nash jackknife powerbomb Eric Bischoff through a table. I thought that shit was fucking awesome. Of course, they had tag team champions. They was reigning tag team champions for a cool ass minute. You dig? How could I not put him on this list, you know? I mean, come on, man. NWO, look, I understand, okay, Macho Man, Randy Savage. You know, we had, of course, Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. You know, Eric Bischoff. What's his name? Scott Steiner, Scott Norton. Oh yeah, I'm a mark. I know the motherfuckers. Brian Adams, Vincent, the NWO members and shit like that. But let me tell you something. NWO, when you be NWO, it went for Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. You know, big sexy Kevin Nash. Ooh, yo Chico, it's survey time. How many fans came out here to see the WCW? How many fans came to see the NWO? Survey says 1 one more for the good guys. Man, nostalgia at its finest. They gotta be number 10. I'm sorry. I would have put them up higher, but there are some people, tag teams, I like more than them. It is what it is. Alright. Number 9 on my list, and I'm gonna have to think hard about this shit. Number 9 on my list. Well, and this is WCW back in those days, right? Had to be Eddie. Nah, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I was gonna say Eddie and Chavo, but we gonna get to that later. Number 9 on my list. Ooh. Huh. Okay, number 9 on my list had to be the New Age Outlaws. I mean, come on. We all know the New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg's introduction. He didn't need an announcer, you feel me? He announced his own shit. That shit was fucking awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, indeed Generation X proudly brings to you it's the WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. The crowd goes crazy. And if you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for you. Man, every time this motherfucker came out, especially when this music hit, dun 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 dun. Oh, you didn't know? Dun 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 dun. Your ass better call somebody. Man, can you not see how over these motherfuckers were? Over meaning popular. Like, man, and you know what pissed me off the most? Because I wish Billy Gunn and Road Dogg would have got a championship push. I would love to see Billy Gunn against Triple H for the title. That shit would have been awesome. You know? But come on, man. Like, with or without D-Generation X, man, it's like freaking Outlaws were just crazy. Like, you can't, I don't know, man. There's no comparison to them motherfuckers, man. You know, the in-ring ability, you know, the chemistry they had. And, you know, of course, wrestling is scripted and shit. But at that time, they made shit seem real as fuck. And what's crazy was Road Dogg, man, because he did more than just single matches. He also did hardcore matches, too, which was crazy. You know what I mean? He was a straight brawler, you know what I mean? Billy Gunn, at that time, when he was at his prime, at his peak, he was one of the most athletic superstars on that roster, and I'm like I said, I'm still pissed that they didn't give him a title push. Vince McMahon, you fucked up for that shit. Cause he deserved that shit, man. He deserved a championship push. He deserved at least hold the title one time. You know what I mean? The shit he was doing, he was performing at elite status. You know what I mean? All the, like, the matches with Stone Cold, the matches with The Rock, you know what I mean? The matches with Kane, The Undertaker, Mankind, you know what I mean? Like, Billy Gunn, his in-ring performance was crazy, you know? I mean, I had to put him on his list, man. All they little shenanigans, they skits, they promos, like, they're very good on the mic. Like, come on, man. How can you not... How can you not? You know, how can you not love them? You know? They number 9. would have put him higher, but I still got a little bit of folks that I feel I like more. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. All right. Now, number 8, right? Number 8. Number 8 is going to be the two-man power trip. Two-man power trip was Stone Cold and Triple H. I love Stone Cold as a heel character, man. I think I love Stone Cold better as a heel character than a face character. What a lot of people don't know or realize was when Stone Cold turned into Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if y'all remember, but that King of the Ring against Jake the Snake Roberts. You know what I mean? And he literally just turned into the Texas. He was no longer the ringmaster. That's when he broke into that Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Rattlesnake character. You dig? Right after that, you know, that match or whatever. And y'all remember that infamous interview? Austin 316 says, "I just whipped your ass." You know, I think Stone Cold was at his cold. I mean, look, that whole character, that whole persona, that badass character. If I had known no better, Stone Cold was originally supposed to be the heel during those times. But people loved him so much because he was so that defiant, rebellious, and putting him in the angle with Vince McMahon, that boss versus employee thing. He was an anti-hero. He touched a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because, come on, man. Who hasn't had a job and worked for a shitty boss? And you know what? I'm going to whip my boss's ass. He did some shit that we wish we could do. He did some shit we wish we could do without getting sued. That's why we love Stone Cold, because he was beating the crap out of Vince McMahon. Did whatever the hell he want. A beer drinking, foul mouth SOB. Stone Cold as a heel was so sadistic. And putting him with Triple H, the cerebral assassin, was even better. Because, you know, Triple H, when he turned heel, he ain't turned back. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker was the craziest motherfucker in the game. Hitting motherfuckers with sledgehammers. Come on, man. Yeah, this might put a real angle out, like a real life shit, but he said, "Fuck China, I'm gonna go fuck the boss's daughter and get married to that bitch." You feel me? And then become CEO. That's a bad motherfucker right there, you know. Retired Mick Foley, you know, which I thought that was a great match, that Hell in a Cell match. You know, like I said, that patent sledgehammer, you know, that shit he was doing with Kane, that Katie Vick storyline, which was kind of fucked up. You know, going when Randy Orton and him was feuding at the time and shit, he went through Randy Orton's house. Supposedly it was a segment, a script. Of course it was scripted, but he went into Randy Orton's house with the sledgehammer and shit. You know what I mean? Tried to intentionally end Shawn Michaels' career. He actually intentionally tried to end a lot of people's careers. You know what I mean? Buried the shit out of Bret Hart. You know what I mean? Buried a lot of people in real life. During those time when they was a tag team or whatever, they was just beating the crap out of everybody. Whether you are a WWE diva, aka women wrestler. There's a clip on YouTube that shows Austin beating the crap out of Lita with the steel chair. And Triple H at the same time. Beating the crap out of Lita with a steel chair. They ain't give a shit. You see a Stone Cold Stunner. You see a pedigree. You know. Their promos were freaking hilarious. Their storylines were freaking hilarious. You could have sworn it was for real, man. Honestly, I think that was one of the best heel tag teams ever. Alright. So that's number 8. Oh yeah, this is going to be a long video. Because I'm actually explaining why I like these characters. You know. So that's number 8. Now, number 7. Number 7 had to be the APA, Acolytes Protection Agency. The Acolytes. Man. I wish Ron Simmons had more of a title push. You know, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. There's still a little bit of racism in the WWE. And they need to cut that shit out and start giving brothers and sisters a title push. You know what I mean? I want to see Kofi Kingston. I want to see Big E Langston. I want to see Bobby Lashley. I want to see Xavier Woods become champion. You know? Like, come on, man. We need... I don't know what it is. The last time we seen a black WWE champion was Mark Henry. And when was the last time we seen him in the ring? It's been a long-ass time. And nobody really even talk about that shit. But I'm talking about it. This is my platform. I'm talking about it. And I know WWE and Vince McMahon ain't gonna see this shit. But we don't see too many black champions. And that's fucking me up. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, The Rock. You know? And, of course, Mark Henry, who was a heel. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, what the fuck is this shit? You know, make it happen. Break those fucking barriers. Give my brothers and sisters a title push. You know? But, like I was saying, the Acolytes Protection Agency, come on, man. I remember how the Acolytes formed, you know, because I remember it was a segment where, you know, I forgot who it was. It was the Dudleys and a Mean Street Posse, you know, and they went up to the Acolytes like, yo, the Acolytes, you know, drinking beer, playing poker, smoking them stogies, you know. They're like, yo, man, we need some protection. And, you know, Bradshaw like, look, man, we gonna turn this into a business, you know. You're gonna be the APA, Acolytes Protection Agency. You know, you got that little door with nothing else around it. You just got a door, an office table and shit. You know, it was like, come on, man. This is like American Badass personified. You know, these guys going around bars. You know, these guys had that barroom brawl like almost every episode of Raw, SmackDown. They coming out beating the shit out of people. You know, these guys are big. These guys are bad. These guys are strong and shit, you know. I mean, come on, man. What more can you ask for? At that time, in that era, bad is good. Badasses are cool. You know, we always like that bad guy, tough guy shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. I'll be dumb as fuck if I didn't add him on that list. You know what I mean? And I didn't think that was too good with promos. Honestly, I really didn't think they was too good with promos. With the segments and storylines, fuck yeah. With that character, what they say, kayfabe, quote unquote character, oh man, that shit was phenomenal. They played the hell out of that role. You know what I mean? But like I said, and I'm going to touch on this again, we need to see more brothers and sisters be WWE champions. You know, I still feel that there's racism in the WWE that's not being addressed. So that's number 7. So number 6. Oh shit, number 6. Okay. I'm gonna touch on this. I'm gonna touch back on this. The Los Guerreros. Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Eddie Guerrero. I'm trying to roll my R's, I'm sorry. But Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero with the Los Guerreros. We lie, we cheat, we steal. It's always coming out with them low riders, you know? Come on, man. Hilarious promos, man. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero, because it was more than just his character, his kayfabe, man. He was a true, actual in-ring performer. And I ain't talking about with just the shit you see in WWE. Look at his WCW days when he was a cruiserweight, and look at the shit he was doing. The high-flying Eddie Guerrero, that's what they used to call him. And that his name, it fits his name right. Like real shit. Of course, the LWO and shit. You know, he touched on some shit too. You know, same shit I was talking about. But he also touched on some shit too. When he's like, "Yo, man, better opportunities." You know, he said for Latino athletes, but I'm just saying for all athletes. You know, whether you're black, Latino, and all this and the other. That angle was played perfectly during the WCW days. But speaking of time to the Los Guerreros, come on, man. There are promos, they segments, storylines with it. It's like the in-ring performance, you know. And Chavo Guerrero didn't get as much credit as he should have got, because he was a great athlete, you know what I mean? And you gotta look, like I said, from his WCW days when he was a cruiserweight to now and shit, he was doing a lot of shit that motherfuckers couldn't do. Him and Eddie Guerrero, you know? I mean, I can't argue this one right here, man. I had to put him on a list, you know, because, you know, they made us laugh, they made us mad as fuck. You know what I mean? When they was heels. And for some reason, like I said, with the Stone Cold being a heel and shit like that, and Triple H being a heel, and you still liked them. When Eddie Guerrero and Chavo was heels, for some reason, you still liked them. Even though when Eddie played a heel, man, that shit pissed you off, because he played that shit good. You know what I mean? It's like, you could tell when somebody played a kayfabe or character real good, because you could feel something, you know what I mean? It's like, it feels real as fuck, you know? It's like, man, it almost make you ask, like, yo, is this motherfucker acting, or is he being serious, you know? Like, come on, man. So, yeah, they gotta be on the list, you know? So, I think it was at number 7. Alright. Let me see. Number 6. Number 6. The Rock and Sock Connection. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They at number 6. I don't give a fuck. I mean, when the Rock and Sock Connection first formed. Now, look, I understand The Rock was funny, but Mankind was funnier, man. When them motherfuckers first formed, man. Yo, check out the clips on YouTube. This ain't no promotion shit. I just want people to see what the fuck I mean. If you had a WWE network, go through that shit. And look at the promos, look at the segments. Cause you had The Rock, you know, the big shot, you know, wearing those Versace shirts, the sunglasses and shit, got the long ass Elvis Presley sideburns and shit, you know, got that people's eyebrow and shit, you know what I mean? You know, The Rock is just being a straight player, you know, calling everybody jabroni, talking about, go suck on the monkey's nipple, you Rudy Poo, candy ass, you know. You remember they did this one segment, Day in the Life with The Rock, or Celebrating Life with The Rock or some shit. You know what I mean? This motherfucker bring up The Rock's high school football coach, The Rock's home economics teacher, and The Rock's high school sweetheart. This motherfucker turned everybody down and shit. You know what I mean? I mean, look, man, these segments were hilarious. The matches were phenomenal. The Rock had a feud with Al Snow because supposedly Al Snow was Mankind's best friend. Al Snow was jealous of The Rock because Mankind wanted to fuck with The Rock and not Al Snow. So Al Snow wanted to sabotage Mankind and The Rock and shit. Yo, go look that up, man. I ain't gotta say too much. Just look up those clips, man. Rock and Sock Connection, man. Cause, I mean, come on, man. This shit was fucking hilarious. The shit that they was doing, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You gotta do it. They're number 6. Alright. Alright, so number 5 gonna be, I wanted to tie these guys up. Okay, so I wanted to put this as a tie, but I'm just not going to. Alright. So number 5. Number 5 is gonna be Edge and Christian. And I'm gonna make this one quick. Number 5 is gonna be Edge and Christian. Number 4 is gonna be the Dudley Boys. Number 3 is gonna be the Hardys. Alright? And I'm gonna address this all at once, cause you know where I'm gonna get at. They changed the tag team division. They literally, hands down, revolutionized the tag team division. You know where I'm going with this. The tables, ladders, and chairs. They the first ones to put the tables and ladders and chairs. First, it started off as a tag team ladder match. You know what I mean? And during that tag team ladder match, they involved tables and ladders. Because, you know, when it's a ladder match, there's no disqualification. You know what I mean? Edge and Christian with the chairs. Of course, the Hardys with the ladders. And, you know, the Dudleys, you know, with the tables. Because that's they shit. When it came from ECW to the WWE, they was always about those tables. Got wood, that was their slogan. And I'm not sure if it was WrestleMania when they had the first tables, ladders, and chairs. Don't quote me on it, but I will look it up. But it's like, come on. You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, very high performance. What the hell? Look. They would have a pay-per-view on a Sunday. Jumping off a 10, 20-foot ladder in a pile of tables and chairs. Literally putting their bodies on the line just to go to Raw the next night and do the same shit again. All 3 of those tag teams. You know what I mean? They were the true, and WWE, that gotta be the epitome of hardcore. I mean, it really didn't get no better than that. The shit that they was doing, like, come on, man. I forgot who main evented at WrestleMania. I don't know if it was Stone Cold or Rock, or I don't know if it was Triple H or something. I gotta look that up. But I gotta be real with you. When they did that first tables, ladders, and chair match, that really stole the show. You know what I mean? Like, they was doing some outrageous, crazy shit. Like, come on, man. I had to put them in that list, you know? So, of course, like I said, Edge and Christian, number 5. Dudley's at number 3. And Hardy's at number 2. Holy shit. Alright. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Edge and Christian at number 5. Dudley's at number 4. Hardy's at number 2. Hold on. See someone. Recording a YouTube video. My mom just came downstairs and I want her to think I'm more crazier than I am. So I had to put that disclosure out there. I ain't that schizo, man. But yeah. Anyways, so now we at number 2. And number two gonna have to be the Harlem Heat. Booker T, Stevie Ray, and oh yeah, I ain't mentioned earlier in my list, but yeah, Booker T was WWE champion, and I did say, yo, we need more brothers and sisters, blacks, to be WWE champion, because they don't really promote that. But I forgot to mention that Booker T was champion when he was with that King Booker kayfabe character, you know. But one thing I don't like, and I notice this shit, is every time Vince McMahon has a black WWE champion, how come they're always a heel? How come they're always a bad guy? You know what I mean? So, I mean, besides The Rock, give or take, you want to say The Rock because he is black, African American descent, you know. You know, he played both sides, heel and face. You know, good guy, bad guy. But yeah, I liked Harlem Heat. You know what I mean? Because they had that rugged, in-your-face style on the promos they had. You know, it was literally from Harlem. You know what I mean? And they had documentaries on them. I advise y'all to check that out because they didn't come from easy shit. You know what I mean? They came from straight rugged stuff, you know what I mean? And you can hear, you know, oh man, this is Booker T from Harlem Heat, 117th Street. You know what I mean? That's one thing I noticed. Cause it's like, look, man, we don't have too many brothers and sisters in wrestling, period. You know what I mean? And it's like to see them actually be champions, whether it's tag team, whatever, you know. That was huge for me. You know what I mean? That kind of shaped my childhood a little bit. So I didn't think their promos were good, but I loved their style, that in your face style. You know what I mean? Like that rugged, straight from the street style. You know what I mean? That was pretty cool. You know. And they have reigned as tag team champions in WCW for a while. And I didn't like how they made Booker T the champion because of some stuff that went completely wrong. But I am still glad that they gave him the opportunity. They made him 5-time champion of WCW. Besides Ron Simmons, back in the good old days, back in the 1990s, who was the first black champion, you know, I thought it was really cool that they at least gave Booker T that title push 5 times. But I really wish they would have did the same thing for Stevie Ray, because even though Stevie Ray wasn't really good with the mic, but he was still a big, powerful dude, you know what I mean? Had good look for it, you know what I mean? Because let's face it, professional wrestling is actually for the bigger guys. You know, at that time in the 90s, they always went for the swole dudes, even though it was a steroid epidemic. But still, they always went for the big body dudes. Stevie Ray was like, 6'6", 300 something pounds? Like, the dude was built like a freaking offensive lineman. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, man, he was a straight up powerhouse. You know what I mean? He had good in-ring ability, you know what I mean? I mean, even though he couldn't really cut a promo like that, they could at least got somebody to help shape him, you know what I mean? They have won a lot of matches. They've been multiple time champions and stuff. And I wouldn't feel right if I didn't add them on the list. So, number 1, my favorite tag team champions or my favorite tag team. Here's honorable mentions though before I get into that. Sting and Lex Luger, because Sting is my favorite professional wrestler of all time. Sting and Lex Luger. Sting and Ultimate Warrior. Any two from the Four Horsemen, original Four Horsemen, old Four Horsemen. The Rockers, Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. Yes. I guess that's it. Anyways. Oh yeah, the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, rest in peace, Owen Hart. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior as well. Road Warriors, Legion of Doom. Road Warrior Animal and Hawk. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, my favorite tag team of all time in the wrestling world would have to be the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and the Undertaker. I don't need to explain why. All you gotta do is just look at the freaking videos, type that shit in YouTube, and you know why. Like, look at all the stuff they was doing. Setting motherfuckers on fire. I can't cuss because my mom down here. Look, they was setting motherfuckers on fire. They was literally raising hell. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, just look at the freaking clips, man. That's all I gotta say. They just changed the whole sport, man. First of all, these guys are 2 7-foot hawk eating corn-fed mother. You know, these guys are 7 foot, 300 something pounds, doing stunts, aerial stunts, like they have my weight. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are jumping off the top rope and stuff. Like, come on, man. Setting things on fire. Like, doing whatever the hell they want to do. Whether they heel or face. They don't care if you're the good guy or the bad guy. They just did whatever the hell they want to do. And, of course, we all know the stuff is scripted. They played their characters the best. Like I said, I'm just going based on stuff where it's like, you know what? Yeah, it's scripted. But they played the shit so good. It made it seem like it was real. You know? It's like, come on, man. Both of them were WWE champions. They have won several titles. You know what I mean? Several tag team champion title reigns and shit. I wish Kane had more of a title push. You know what I mean? He did won World Heavyweight Champion one time. He have won a WWF title one time. And he also won the ECW title. I wish Kane would have got more of a title push. Because, come on, man. Kane was the best character to complement the Undertaker. And we all know his backstory. We all know his character and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. They was a real dominant force. You know? Like, they was a real dominant force. Who can, like, seriously, who can outmatch them? You know what I mean? But, please, if you want to, like I said, share perspective, share opinions. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know this is a long video, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please, you know, tell me what you think. Leave it all in the comment section, you know. Appreciate y'all. And that's it. I'm out. I'm about to go ahead and off this video because I gotta pee. Deuces!